Alright, y'all, welcome back to WigginsTV, man. Man, I told y'all I was gonna get a mobster on here, man. You know, you seen a lot of sex jerks interviews and even the winos, even the creators of winos, but I first officially got the first mobster, you know, on WigginsTV, man. A OG, a real reputable member, man. About to set some things straight, give us a history, man. I got Mobzy from Inglewood Mobsters. How you feeling, Obi?
I'm good. Yeah, this OG Mobzy from Mobsters. Yeah, like I spoke with you earlier. I seen some of the videos, and that's cool. I mean, it's some information, some history there, but like I said, there ain't no history being told from our side directly. So I just wanted to, I thought some of the homies would have reached out.
Right.
Didn't. I just wanted to, just give our side of it. Give our side.
Okay, for sure. So, I wanted let's take it way back, man, because like we said off air, you know, you was there before they was 88 Mobsters, man. You got the history down pack, you know. You wasn't no some nigga that just popped up. So for people that don't know, you know, where do you come from, and you know, how were you, you know, adapting to the culture that you became used to?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm Mexican, right? So that's first and foremost, right? And I'm like one of the. I wasn't the only one. There was a few of us, right? And I'm one of the few Mexicans that was actually riding with the black man, you know, at that time. The mobster. When I got put on back in 88, I think in 1988, somewhere around there.
Okay.
You know, and I got put on because of another Mexican homie, Shibo, or D Shibo, that was from the hood. He was around before me, right? And he actually lived around my house, and I was introduced by one of the homies' twins, one of the twins. We had these two brothers, twins, and we became cool, and he kind of he just kind of convinced me, just get on the hood, man. So that's kind of how I got put on, and but that's kind of my mobster. That goes back to '88. I know the mobster had been around a year or two prior to that. They were kind of from what I understand from the story I was told, they were kind of, a dance crew, a training crew back in them days. It was kind of a crew, party crew. Right. I don't want to say dance crew, but like a party crew. They were kind of a party crew, go to parties. And from what I understand, the sex jerks, the kids, they were kind of all around the same line. And, you go to parties, there were girls and stuff like that. They just started having little beefs, and that's kind of what started. And at some point, they all just decided, we didn't be gangs. We're not party crews, we're gangs. So, from what I understand, that's kind of how, it evolved from a party crew, a dance crew, whatever you want to call it, to this is a gang. You know what I mean?
Okay, so, so for sure. So, okay. This is the number one question, bro, that I'm about to ask, man. And please, I hope you got the answer, man, because I know, you real when you ain't going to speak on something you don't know. So I need to know, man, if you can answer, how did the beef between the mobsters and the sex jerks even start?
From what I was told, like you said, when I get put on, that was who's our enemy? It was that's jerks are enemy. That's on the ball, right? And from what I understand, it was just there was some. Probably before I didn't know this, but was there you might know about this. Was there a drug or a spot that you Casa or something like that?
Hold on, Mobby. I don't know if you too close to the mic or something, but it's kind of muffled. You sound kind of muffled.
I got you. You get a little bit. Can you hear me a little better now?
A little bit. But go ahead. Fuck it. Go ahead, finish.
Oh, okay. So, but I understand there was like some clubs that cats used to go to back in the days, right? Like I think it was called like Casa or something like that.
Okay.
And I never lived there myself, but apparently that's kind of where the beef started. You know, it was just kind of like cats playing this, cats playing that, and it's just like you know what I mean. It wasn't anything really that happened, like doing things. It was just kind of like cats just decided when. It was kind of more like that. It wasn't really like any thing that happened. It was just, as silly as that sounds, that's just kind of how that. We just decided you are enemies, these are allies, and you are. It was just that's how it was told to me. I don't know anything other than that. When I got put on the hood, it was like, who's in? These are the, the sexters, the posse, the posers, the lost boys, whatever. These are the enemies, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, cool. I know who the enemy is. But before that, it was just kind of like, from what I was told, it was just kind of, just going to parties and just whatever. Maybe it was over a girl, maybe it was over something silly, but they just decided that was.
Okay, for sure. All right. So, did you have any interactions with the sex sharks? Maybe a squabble, you beat one of them, they beat one of you, or anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely had issues like, late 80s, most of the 90s. I was pretty active, you know what I mean? I was still 17, but I was like already out of high school. I had already graduated from Inglewood High School.
Okay.
At least finished my 12 years, I don't know if I graduated, but I was finished. But yeah, I was active, bro. I was active like cats I know, like, we were definitely into it with Lonely. Mostly the West Flats, because the Central had the South Flats and the West Flats.
Okay.
And we had only, we were much older in Inglewood, because that's where we went on to be in Inglewood, but we had homies down in Culver City. We had homies that were a bunch of homies that lived down in Culver City High. So we had homies out there, but mostly, we were like mostly with the West Flat, which was like Lonely. I know there was like, the cats. I know Lonely was the main. Alvin was like the main one. He was like the leader out there. But they had other cats out there, but it was mainly Lonely was the main one.
Okay, for sure. So I'm we not glorifying this, in any way, shape, or form, but and then and another thing, all you trolls out there saying this dry snitching and all that, no, it's not, because he served his time. Okay, they can't charge him with nothing we talking about, man. So I just wanted to know, like, kind of walk me through the history of, so, I heard you caught a hot one, and you put in some work, man. Yeah. If you feel like talking about it, kind of walk me through it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to talk with it. It was a 90, late 90s. We had at that point, we had started kind of like, I know that some of the West Flats, they were kicking it tough with the overhill rolling 60s, right? And so us, being from Wingo, we had started some little beef with the overhill 60. It was a cruise boat, Later on, we found out 60s were 60s, right? We thought overhills were like some wannabe rolling 60s, but they weren't. They were rolling 60s, right? We found out that later on. But at that time, we just thought they were just wannabe rolling 60s. So we had a little beef with them. And a lot of it was to do with the West Flat Sexters. And, but it was all good, whatever came, right? So, it was a pretty good day. And to be honest, it was a whole day of issues that went on. But we had out in Culver City High School, we had an issue with the rolling 60s, right? They kind of rolled up there. I think they knew some of our homies, like went, actually some KODs, went to Culver City as a Mobsters, and they played on a football game, on the football team.
Right.
And they had some issues. They were up there. I don't know if they were looking for us specifically, but, you know, we were there, they were there. We had some altercation, right? So after that, it was like, we just felt some kind of way about us. We're like, you know, let's go get these cats. You know what I mean? So we hooked up with the Mobsters that were there. We hooked up with some of the KODs. And it was like, let's go look for them over the 60s. And along the way, we kind of ran into some sex church, right?
Right.
And so, you know, some altercation happened, and shootings happened, and somebody ended up losing their life. From what I understand, it was a brother of a sex church that lost his life. I know Lonely got shot as well. It was like, I know he got shot. He didn't die. It was like another cat that he was like, I don't know if it was, I wanted, you know, my mind is, this was like 30 years ago. So I used to think it was Lazy, but it was like Bugsy, or it was a guy from Section that lived out in Adams area, off what's that, La Brea and Adams, out there in that area.
Okay.
But you know, there was some cat's younger brother. He wasn't necessarily from Section, but he used to kick with him, he used to claim it, and he ended up losing his life. And like I wasn't tricking that, to be honest with you. I was just, it was my car. We drove some cats with some cats from KOD. You know, he got out, he shot out. He lost his life. You know, my car was kind of known at that time. My name was kind of known at that time. I got caught up with it. You know, I ended up doing, you know, a good stress because I wouldn't give up any names, right?
Right.
And
oh, you a real one. Okay.
Yeah, I kept it real. I kept it real for 20 years. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know, it's not glorifying our side. It's just unfortunate situations that happen.
Wow. Okay. Now, from the first text, you know, from how we initially met, now, I know that you heard of Fish, you know, my boy Fish from Sex Jerks.
Yeah, I heard him. I never had any run-ins with him. People like that. He might have been a little bit older than me, but I definitely knew his name. When I saw that, I definitely knew his name. I knew, unless it was a different fish, a little fish or something, but I believe he looked Inglewood, or at least for the little fish, because I know it was like
he's little
some
fish.
homies that used to run up on, like, he used to run up on some homies, and yeah, I definitely heard about his name. I definitely knew his fish was.
For sure. Because there was some talks about him. He was mentioning that some mobsters at Westchester High, they tried to set him up and get him. Do you have any story about that, or you have any recollection about something like that?
Westchester, nah. I mean, we knew a lot of them. I don't know a lot of them, but we knew that was kind of like some of them catching up there. So we would roll up there, we drive up around, kind of looking for them. I know there was a continuation school on the side, but that's mostly where all of them were at.
Okay.
We just kind of trying to like, hey, we're out of here, hop the gate. Let's get it this as fast. But as far as like setting them up, or like I said, I think he might have been a couple of years older than me, so he might have not like I never crossed paths with him, but I definitely heard his name. Yeah, I definitely knew who this was. He was somebody that was like, you know, randomly like, you know, like there were certain cats that was like sex jokes that was like, these are their OG's cats with kids, sexual, lonely, you know, believer, quirky. You know what I mean? There was certain criminality.
Okay.
You know, there were certain cats that were like, you know, those were their main OGs. We knew who they were.
Okay. I respect the fact you keeping it real, man. For sure. So, all right. So since you know, I guess you watched some of my videos, you know. So, kind of give the people out there that watch my videos, what's some of the things not to call anybody out, you know, but what's some of the what should I say, the misconceptions, or if you want to make some corrections or something you heard that's not true, or something you want to tell the people that set the record straight.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, I know your thing is S.WigginsTV, but how do you go by it? I don't like S.WigginsTV.
Okay.
It's the best way to do it, you know.
Now, say that again. My daughter was.
I'm sorry. Like I know your link is S.WigginsTV, and I would say sent you a message. That's really, but like, what's the best way to address you? One on one.
Okay.
I don't do that.
Okay.
Like that.
All right. I feel you. All right. So okay. So anything else you want to say? You know, to the people out there.
No. Just I watched the videos and I saw like obviously the homies from Staircase are going to say their side of the story. The Winos are going to say their side of the story. If you have some KODs, they're going to say their side of the story. Obviously, I mean, like I said, this is. I lost a lot of my life. I wasted a lot of my life over this stuff, but it still matters to me. You know what I mean? Cause
right.
I lost family, I lost friends, I lost homies, I lost a lot of my life, you know what I mean, over this stuff. So it matters to me. It's important to me. Not that it matters in the grand scape of life or anything like that, but it matters. It matters when people get things right. A lot of people back in the days, in the late 80s, early 90s, they get this misconception that it was like this prep gang thing, right? They call it prep gangs. No, they were gangs. These were gangs. These were things that were like, whether it be the Sextras, the KLDs, the models, they were gangs. Of course you had like busters, like any gang had. Even the big, real established gangs got busters, right? And you got some real G's for the gang, right? Some people that are like down for their thing, right? Whatever it be. And that's the main thing I want to. The people got this misconception that these prep gangs were like about, they would want to be gangsters. Nah, man. These cats were putting in their work. They were doing the thing. People were losing their lives. Things were happening. You know what I mean? And eventually all of them, escalated, moved on to, whatever became. I know the Winos, they ended up pretty much becoming Denver Lanes. The Mobsters ended up becoming Inglewood family. I know the Jason, but I know they kind of stayed independent for the most part, but did become gangster Crip, right? The KOD, to be honest, I don't know. I know a lot of them cats that I'm, trying to claim 60s or other things, but, I don't know a lot of what happened aftermath with them, you know what I mean? But I just know, like, things that I see that I know that as far as us, but these cats were gang men, so we were about that business. Maybe not all of them, but you had a group of cats that were like, they were about that business, you know what I mean?
Right.
The misconception of these was like some prep gangsters, like these like cats that wanted it. Nah, yeah, you might have some, but there were some cats that were about the business, you know what I mean? And that's the main thing, you know what I mean? That's the main thing I want to get out there, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people, there's a lot of people that lost their lives on all sides, you know what I mean? And that's unfortunate. That's the main thing I want to get out there.
All right, for sure. All right, for sure. Okay. Oh, last question before you get up out of here. Would you, man, because I can't find nobody, bro. Would you be willing to do for the first time in history, a sit-down interview over the phone, just like this, with you and a sex jerk, maybe Fish or somebody? Just grown man talking, man. Just an interview. Talk about old times. Respectfully.
Oh, yeah, definitely, for sure, man. I got no problem with that. I got no problem with that. That's what I'm about here. I'm not reaching out to you to glorify, whatever I would claim or to try to discredit anybody else or something. Because we were all about the same thing. My thing is, like, it's just like, it was a part of LA history back in the day. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I see comments, people are like, oh, people find you talking about. So it was real. It was real back in the day. You know what I mean? People knew who you were. People knew who all of us were. Not just us, them, everybody. And, you know, it's more just like, man, you know, at the end of the day, it ain't worth it. It's just like for the next generation, for the future, and it's like, it ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it. There's nothing, you know what I mean? It's all about positivity. I'm trying to push positivity. It ain't about negativity. And I got no problem talking to anybody for sex drugs, you know what I mean? For fish, anybody. You know, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'm definitely good with it.
For sure. Okay, for sure. Well, all right, man. Hey, I appreciate you, Mobzy, man. Mobzy, my fault, Mobzy, man. I appreciate your time, man. And then you just contributed.
Yeah.
You just made it.
Ask me how I got that name. Ask me how I got the name.
Yeah. How did you get the name Mobzy?
The name, yeah, because Cats don't know. Cats, like, once the name goes out there, you're going to get some messages. Cats know the name, but I was just gone for a long time that people forgot. But, no, it was just the night I was going to get put on. Actually, the name was supposed to be Mobzy or something like that. My homeboy, Shy Boy, right?
Right.
And we were it was like a football game at Inglewood High School down Sentinel Field, so we were walking down there, and he was like, hey, what we gonna call you? Yeah, we came up with Mobzy, you know, Mugzy.
Yeah.
And then we were talking, right? And for some reason he said Mobzy, like with the M-O-B, right? And I was just like, yeah, that's it. You know, my little moniker was like, I'm the mob mobster. You know, that became my little thing. Why mobster? Because I'm the mob mobster. You know,
that's tight. That's tight.
Kind of little stupid thing, but that's kind of what happened. That's how the name came about.
That's tight. Wow, I would have never guessed that neither. That's fire, bro, for sure. Yeah. Hey, man. Like I said, I appreciate you, man. We just made history. The first interview from a real mobster, man, on YouTube, man. You got it here first. I appreciate you, Bobby, man. We gonna get that sex jerk interview with the mobsters, with you cracking ASAP, man. Whenever you got the time, you got it here first, man.
Just to let you know, homie. I mean, I do have, even though I was away, I mean, I still keep in touch with my homies, some of the OG homies, you know, Bear and Smokey and my homie Legend. And, you know, I know what happened. Like, when they became Inglewood family, when they became 88 shit, I kind of know, you know, secondhand, you know, the whole story behind that. So I do have some info on that stuff. You know, it's not like I don't know. I still keep in touch with these cats out there, being Inglewood family and stuff. But, yeah, I do have some info on that and what is down with that. And, but, yeah. No, but, yeah.
Okay.
You know, you want to never talk, you know, get together with some sex jerks. I'm cool with that. I have no problem with it.
All right. Yeah.
I have no problem with it.
Yeah, matter of fact, if you want to bring that history for the next one, we could definitely do that. And anybody, and by the way, did they tell you that they seen my videos or anything?
You know what? I kind of did like get some little stuff over here. I talked to a couple of homies. I meant to send out the message to a couple of homies and see if they've seen them, or send them to them, or send the links to them. I'm definitely going to do that. And like, I haven't talked to them in a little bit, but I'm definitely going to talk to them and see if they've seen any of that, and send the links and see if they want to participate, man. Which I'm sure, like, my homie, even though the homie Duke, like, Bear, he's back then, but they call him Bear now from Eagle family, but he's out, you know, he's out of state, but, you know, he's kind of like some super crazy blood thing. That's why I don't really talk to him too much, you know, I try to stay away from him, but I love the cat. I did a lot of dirt with that cat, but, you know, I know my homie Smokey and Legend, they're kind of like, you know, more romantic. They can talk about their old without, you know, any animosity. It is what it is, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'll definitely reach out to the homies, and they want to participate, which I'm sure a couple of them will have no problem with, you know.
Okay, for sure, for sure. All right, bro. Yeah, y'all got it here first, man. Keep it locked. We got more shit coming out. I appreciate y'all, man. Wiggins!